I just finished watching it. I was over here just trying to decompress and relax for a while because a lot of that hit me hard. And I was washing the dishes. And I don't know how it works with Malcolm and Betty's daughters. I just know how it works with me. Okay. And I'm getting this, and yeah, I understand. I completely understand that, because there was a time when Judy Krishnamurti was going to talk to me in meditation. He was going to have a prayer and a meditation. Then he was going to talk to me, and they were talking about it. They were going to talk to the guy during the apocalypse, the 1322nd Redeemer from Islamic prophecy and stuff. And they all got excited about it. And Judas came out and said, "No, I can't." They're all like, "What do you mean you can't? You can't do it? So you're not Dr. Zodiac?" Right? And he was just like, "No, it's just he can't." In order to keep a good meditation and prayer connection and between me and him to help me do what I needed to do, it had to be private and it couldn't be public and people couldn't. And Judy, when he meditated and did yoga, it was all here. He knew. Okay. Malcolm didn't. Okay. And he didn't know that, okay, guys, you're having meditation and prayer with the 1322nd Redeemer to try to save people from being mass murdered because of economics and racism and tribalism. Okay? How do you think this is going to get you killed by the people in the CIA? You think like Malcolm X, who's going to do anything he can to get the right solutions, the right understandings, the right gospels so we can properly live them. Okay? All right. And Hitler and Stalin were the ones with Herschel Steinschneider, and he's lying to you. He's a Capricorn. He's not a Sagittarius. It's the fulfillment of the Gospels. It's the book of Daniel, right? And so, that's what Steinschneider kept telling Hitler. He's lying to you. He has a psychic too. It's this lady. She's a psychic, but I'm not a psychic. That's what Steinschneider said. He goes, "What Steinschneider didn't see himself as a psychic." That's a Tim Roth movie. That's for propaganda from the people that they're like the Vatican that writes the book and then tells you the comic book stories because it makes them look bad or good depending on how they tell the story, right? If they tell the truth, it makes them look bad. If they tell lies, it makes them look good. Okay, so you guys got to understand. Okay, so, and this is different. That's because Sun Yat-sen, that other stuff that stuff, that's not the right information. And obviously, his wife was coerced into making these statements because that's classic Mao Zedong. And the reason why she did it is because she didn't want her children to be killed off the face of the planet. I can't tell you if that family's been exterminated, right? The son was still alive, and okay. So that's why she did it. We'll kill him and all his, do the same thing like they do in Japan. And the Japanese got it from the Chinese because they're related. Whether they like poor Alan Gibson. I'm not Anglo-Saxon. It's like you can jump up and down and hold your breath until you die. You'll just pass up and wake up, and you'll still be Anglo-Saxon. I am not. Yes, you are. It's not your fault that your great grandma couldn't outrun William Longshakes' cousins. Okay, do you understand? Maybe she didn't want to. Maybe he was better looking and a nicer guy than your cousin. Maybe your cousin was a real asshole. I can admit when my cousins are real assholes, and I can admit when another guy is better looking than my cousin. Yeah. Okay. Val had a crush on Ralph Alvier and Jerry. Okay. They had look like a cross between or they look like they were related to Rock Johnson and Bruce Lee. That's good looking, right? You're funny. No, I'm just real. It's you won't get this kind of real science from the Huberman Lab. You won't get this kind of real science from Brian Cox. You won't get this kind of real science from the Richard Dawkins Award winners, okay? All they can do is sit and talk. They cover all the gossip. They have cameras up your ass. They know what's in your colon, okay? But they don't know how to love you and then tell that here's what the fuck is happening, assholes. Stop being assholes. Now live the Lord's Prayer. I tell you, I really like Malik and Betty's Daughters. We need to get you guys the hell out of New York. Escape from New York. We need to get up like Muhammad Ali and his wife when they was like up in the Catskills or wherever it was in Pennsylvania. When they was in the little wagon thing. And they discussed being up in the stars with the, with all the make-believe bullshit they made up to make themselves look good. No, that is so, no. What they're trying to do is they're trying to understand prophecy. They're not talking about the Wrath of Farrakhan like on In Living Color. They're talking about satellites. And that when they're used to spy, they can also be used to shepherd. Okay, that's what Muhammad's talking about, like in the belly of the bird. The people that write it down aren't the people that have the conversations, like the diabetes brace in the book of Daniel, which are obviously tanks and semis and live freedom, get in your car, it's experience a manis. Infinity. Seriously? Genesis? Infinity? A car that is sold and driven by mass murderers and causes heart disease and cancer? Genesis? Wow. Hear that, guys? Hear that, Esther? Hear that, Ruth? Khadijah? I'm not going to bother the ladies. They're probably sleeping. It's almost midnight here. It's on the side of the world. Oh, okay. It could be the middle of the day. Okay, ladies. You're cute. No, they can understand. They understand. That's the neat thing about prophecy is when we have it and we write it down, okay, they turn it into bullshit and lie, and there's a man who's a living correction. 13, 22nd Redeemer me. It's a difficult responsibility when you are the 13th, 22nd, and Redeemer me. I like these girls. This is a good per connection. We're going to have to hang out with the Marleys and have some curry chicken. At Montego Bay? Isn't it overrated? You guys come to the Gila. I don't want to travel. I'm tired. No, really, even after I recover and detox, I don't want to do a lot of traveling. I just, I could live in a 100-acre wood and never really have to leave. I'm that type of person. I love my dad. I love the critters. I love the, you know what I mean? But I don't like all the military pervert bullshit, But go up to the Gila and all the military pervert bullshit is stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. And that's what, this doctor they had on 60 Minutes tonight. It's like, no, man. All your science is off, just like the guy who Einstein agreed with that, the sun is naturally baking the earth. You're not taking into account the hidden bummer factor. What's that? Human beings. The way these people play with their machines. Serenity is a long time coming to me. In fact, I don't know if I know what it means anymore. I do believe I saw the old man smile. I'm not that old. I'll be 60 in July. That's still... Okay. No, 60 is not that old. No. Average life expectancy throughout time, if you study it in the right conditions, okay, it could be anywhere from 120 to 150. And that's with some of it being archaic conditions and having to survive complete fucking aggressive, violent, selfish assholes. So you can only, imagine if you will. You can only, so when they say, 104, maybe more, it's like, that sounds crazy. No, it doesn't. The entire planet is healing. You're healing with it. And all the people that are praying to you for salvation and freedom will have the Lord's Prayer and applied physics for salvation and freedom. And, I'll feel a hell of a lot better. Okay. That'll make detoxing a lot better. Yes. Like Ted Kennedy's brain cancer could be contributed to what he knew and what he couldn't live with. And then eventually the brain just shut down and it killed him. That's very logical, makes perfect logical sense. By the trouble of tribbles. But you guys understand. Okay, so So that was very tough to be Ted Kennedy. Well, it's tough to be Elijah Benegas. It's tough to be any of these kids. Isaac, it's tough. Yeah, I know it's hellified a lot tougher on me, guys. I get that. Okay. I'm the one who lived it. When Alan Gibson explained that to me, he goes, they have these underground chat rooms that the people, no, it's different than it's, I know, because the therapist in Sheridan told me about it. It's titillating. You can go and do sexual experiences online with other people. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want my kids seeing that. And she told me I was a pervert because I wanted to contact Brad Barnett's first shirt in the Army to say, I've asked him to quit doing it because my children have told me about it. And I don't think that's couth. And I think it's breaking laws. Okay? It's one thing if my wife was looking at porn in front of her kids. It's another thing if she's having a sex chat with one of our military, and the 7-year-old and the 5-year-old are watching through the crack in the door and from the living room where they're watching TV, where she's at the computer. And my thing was okay. Maybe see if I can move the computer somewhere where the kids cannot see. And then, yeah, that was my solution. Okay. Stop her? You can't stop people from doing stuff like that. You just have to, in the United States of America in the 21st century, you really think I'm going to get custody of the kids? Like Jeremiah and Elijah? No. My own self-righteous hypocrite family, you're a pervert. That doesn't happen. That kind of stuff doesn't, yeah. It happens with lots of people. It's their freedom. It's policing the internet and not coming in and telling people what they can and cannot do with the internet. And you're like going, my thing was, okay, if you guys want to do that, you need to get a room where the kids can't see. And if the kids can't see and I ask you to stop doing it, you need to stop doing it or I'm going to tell you for a shirt. And that Dr. Phil Chain therapist in fucking Sheridan said I was a pervert for doing that. I'm a pervert. I don't have sex in front of the children. We don't live in teepees anymore. Okay, you fucking Cossack. But a lot of people, because for tens of thousands of years, they were like that. And then they think us prude Hebrews and these prude Arabs, building, what? You built a separate room to have private sexual intercourse with your wife and put your kids in a separate room where they were unsupervised and could have kidnapped or raped and murdered? I had a good dog and a cat. Yeah. I trust them more than I trust you and politicians, lawyers, psychologists, doctors. Yeah. Zeke, Smitty, and Sly. I trust more than psychologists, physicians, and doctors with drugs and cameras and therapy to make me survive the drugs and cameras for philanthropy. Oh my. Oh my, yeah, that's a good song by the Gypsy Kings, Patrick. Oh, I hear Gypsy Kings, Dad. I like Gypsy Kings too. Anybody else like Gypsy Kings? I was listening to Gypsy Kings the other day, playing all night. I was like, and Fotos and Recuerdos by, it's a take on one of my favorites. I found a picture of you. Oh, the Chrissy Hime and the Pretenders. Yeah, I like the Pretenders. Yeah. Did they sing? No, that was another chick sing Walking on Sunshine. Yeah, it was a different girl. Okay. Sorry, I get my groups mixed up. I think I got my groups mixed up. I must think that they someone else. Now I'm going to go to bed. We'll talk tomorrow. We're correcting the technology. If you don't believe that, hey, your money's going to save you from your technology. Don't worry about it. You got more money than Davy fucking Crockett, asshole. Okay. All right. It's a wonderful world of Disney. Out of the night when the full moon is bright. The fox that's known as Zorro. I look more like Don Alejandro, but I love you guys. It's been a while.